So earlier this year, I was living in a co-living space. It's a space where essentially a bunch of adults live. They have their own rooms, but they share some common spaces. And in that particular co-living, it was 4 guys and 4 girls. So interesting setup. And what ended up happening was that one of the guys in our co-living, he was a nice guy, but he was a bit lonely guy. And at some point, he tried to hit on 2 or 3 women of that co-living space. What he did is he actually invited some of them to have wine in his room. It was no flirting, no teasing, no setup. He literally just did that in some conversations that they were having in the kitchen. And of course, not only it didn't work, it made the girls feel very weird. They were even complaining to the co-living manager afterwards. And just the entire situation was pretty brutal and pretty awkward for not only them, but the rest of the flat. And the thing is that this guy is not like a bad guy. He generally has good intentions, but he was just lonely and he didn't know how to flirt, and ultimately he just didn't know what to do. And this is a perfect illustration of what happens when you don't have the skills and courage to meet women in real life or in parts of your life when you go about your day-to-day. You have the fear to go and meet women. So what you end up doing, and what a lot of people end up doing, they end up hitting on the only women that they have some form of familiarity with. So flatmates, workmates, schoolmates. And the problem and the danger here is that those are the most socially fragile environments that you will face, because you see these people every day, and if that thing doesn't go well, you will have caused yourself and the other person the awkwardness in the situation, and then the awkwardness of every time you continue to see these people. And the only reason you did that is because you didn't have the courage to go and meet women outside the comfort of familiarity. So this guy and a bunch of other guys, they would rather hit on a woman that they have this familiarity with, that they might not even like that much. So why does this happen? Well, this happens for a very simple reason, is that a lot of guys don't have options. They don't have options. They haven't worked on their social skills and confidence to be able to generate options outside of their window of familiarity. And then the only choice that they have is hit on girls they kind of know. And it's very sad. It usually is very, very messy and is extremely ineffective for multiple different reasons. The biggest thing is that a lot of these girls, they're not even your best match, because what are the chances that the girl in your school or the girl in your flat, one of the girl out of the entire girls in your city, these are the best match for you? Probably not high. But because you feel like they are the only ones that are sort of already talking to you, you don't have to make such a big first step. You feel like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go for these. But it's not the way you should do it, because this is what ends up happening. You mess up the social situation, you don't get the girl usually, and you just cause the awkwardness for everyone else. And you might be thinking, oh, well, this guy, yeah, what a loser. He tried to invite girls to have wine in his place. That's not that uncommon. This is actually quite a common case. Maybe this guy didn't go about it in the best way, but guys trying to hit on their flatmates or guys trying to hit on their schoolmates in an uncalibrated way because they don't feel like they have other options, that is very, very, very common. And the only reason that happens is because they don't have the adequate set of social skills, calibration skills, confidence, and flirting abilities to go and just meet women wherever, right? Outside of your house, as you're walking down the street, in a shopping mall, where the sample size is much, much, much bigger. So if you don't want to end up being like my flatmate, and you don't want to end up being like a lot of guys with no options, trying to shoot their only shot with someone from their mini social circle, you gotta learn proper set of social skills and the ability to meet women wherever you go. Now, this might sound hard, and yes, it is hard, but it is not impossible. I've seen this transformation with a bunch of students, with a bunch of analytical, introverted, technical guys who, yes, had to overcome some serious resistance and some serious fear, but in a structured way, they learned how to get over their fear, how to approach women in a calibrated way, how to start a conversation and flirt with them, how to ask them on a date, and what to do every step after. If this is something that you like to do in a structured way, with my help, with my feedback, with the support of other students around you. This is what we do in my private mentorship. I coach students all over the world this beautiful, liberating skill of meeting women in real life wherever you go. If this sounds potentially interesting, you can check how that looks like and check my student stories in the first link in the description below. See you in the next video.